Yo, it's your boy Tre Pound The Moisturizer with the Culture Uncut Podcast. Back at it again with another morning cup, man. This morning, man, I had that itch. You know what I'm saying? I had some of that Hay Pumpkin. So first and foremost, man, Culture Uncut Podcast is sponsored by, teacuppodcast.com, man. For all of our coffee merch, that's where you can find it at teacuppodcast.com. You see, this is one of my favorite mugs, man. Right now the temperature is down, so you can't really see the full effects of it. But that mug right there is so gangster and killer, boy. I love it, boy. And I'm rocking the K Dot hoodie, one of my favorite hoodies on the site. Every time I wear this hoodie, every time I go out, no matter where I go, somebody asks me, "Golly, boy, that's a cold hoodie, man. Where you get that hoodie from?" Like we said, man, all the fire merch, all the fire coffee, man. teacuppodcast.com. But first and foremost, before I even get into it, man, I want to send a lot of peace, love, and positivity, man. A lot of thanks to everybody who reached out and showed love in a massive way, whether it was by text message, whether it was by phone call, whether it was by comment, liking, sharing, and also hit me up, give me some feedback, and just, really like some words of encouragement. We call it words of wisdom in the branches of service, when somebody kind of give you some advice and tools in life. But thank you all who reached out and inspired me to keep these going. And I will try to keep these going as often as possible, but I gotta be real with myself and be real with the audience. It's definitely hard, trying to put yourself out there to the world like this. And naturally, like, I'm an extrovert. I like to get out, and when you see me. It's gonna be on and popping then out in the real world. But when it comes to social media, I like to unplug and detach from it as often as I can. But life happens, and business is business. So we're gonna keep this going. I'm gonna keep it going as often as I can. But one of the things I want to talk about is the last show I brought up tough conversations, right? So after that video, a friend of mine had hit me up. Shout out to Dave. He hit me up and he was like, he sent me this book on communication. And I was like, man, appreciate that, Dave, man. Perfect timing. Because one thing that I struggle with when having tough conversations in the art of, communicating is, one, like, I'm always the voice of reason. I like to see things from all different sides and try to bring a different perspective. So kind of like, listen and provide a different insight to things. But oftentimes when having these conversations, or I notice that since I'm a great listener, I tend to listen too much. And, a lot of time people will overtalk, and I want to be able to get my thoughts out on whatever said topic may be. And what I know it's tough and it's challenging. That's one thing that I struggle with. I also want to know, how do you guys, what's some things that you struggle with and how you get through it. And if this is something that you struggle with as well, I would love to hear your feedback on it. But one technique that I learned from my therapist, and shout out to my therapist. I'm gonna be talking about her as often as I can because she gave me some tools to navigate through life. But she said, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the 4-4-4 technique, which is a breathing technique. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, then you exhale for 4 seconds. I know when we think of 4-4-4, we think about that 5JZ album, but this is a real technique that a lot of Marines use it, special forces, they use it when they're in different stressful environments, and it helps calm you down, and it hits that vagus nervous system. And once I learned that technique and utilize it, and I also want to let people know it's not easy, getting to that point, especially if it's a tough conversation and your anxiety and everything, your emotions and everything's already going, your thoughts is racing. It's hard to kind of bring yourself back to that moment, but it works. And once I get through to the point where I did my breathing and I exhale, one thing I like to ask myself, all right, as far as the people I'm talking with, are they just hearing me or are they listening? And, once I kind of get an understanding of like the people that I'm talking to, they're just hearing me and wait for me to stop talking so they can start talking and not listening. And then I can kind of like gauge on like, how I'm gonna go about with the conversation. But what I do want people to, I guess a big message I want to send out to people is that one of the most devaluing things ever is to not feel like you've been heard, or like when you're in a relationship, or if you're in a work environment, team environment, community, whatever it is, like if you're a part of a community or a team or a relationship, marriage, whatever it is, if you don't feel like you've been heard, then it's a tough cycle, So what I do want to like kind of get across to everyone as we navigating through these difficult times is like hear people out, like fully hear people out, and don't just like wait to like get your point across, or you just listening just so you can skew people to your views, but try to like really like take in time and listen to people and hear them out. But yeah, I think that's the biggest message I kind of want to get off today. There are more things I did want to talk about, but that's the main thing. Also with what's inspiring, right? While doing these, somebody had hit me up and Dave recommended a book, and one of the local artists, Manny P, and I'll make sure I put his song on the end of this so you guys can kind of listen to. And he has sent me a clip of his song, or a song he created. So if you guys have any music, you guys are into, any book recommendations, I'll definitely take it. Any coffee recipes that you want me to try out, we can talk about it. And I'm down with that, as long as it ain't nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a simple man when it comes to coffee. Ain't gotta do nothing too crazy with it, unless you got like you a barista or baristo. You got some tricks that you gonna hook your boy up with, and I'm open to it, down to try it. But I think that's all I want to talk about. Let me see. Let me think of any clever gestures I can give the people on the way out, but I can't think of none at the moment. But I think Squirtle got a beautiful message, man. It says the silent man is the best to listen to. Some good advice. Shout out to Squirtle, man. That's all I have. Peace, love, positivity, happiness, man. My ear is ringing out of control, man. Shout out to Chi Chi. Chi Chi said, if your ear ringing like that, that just means, some good news about to come your way. And I hope you're right, Chi Chi, man. But until then, man, a splash a day will keep the doctor away, man. If you stay wet, you ain't got to get wet. Tre Tracks.
This is Tre Tracks.
Look, I'm rejuvenated, so rejuvenated. Still the best to ever do it, baby, who the bayin'? We the ones that came for nothing and accumulating. I could lose it all tomorrow, but it won't break me. Devil knocking at the door, but he can't take me. I can give you all the game, but it still ain't me. Take it all, I don't need it, how I feel lately. All I need is God's will and His arm safety. Look, the best version of me, clinically blind, but I still feel surface I can't see. Still got brothers locked up that I can't free. I never felt the feeling that I'm stuck and I can't leave. I'm so blessed, spiritual things that you can't see. I transgress and live a life that you can't lead. I transform into a leader that make path. Really had to take form and live a life that you can't see. No more chains, no more trash, no more time lost, these are facts. I'm really from an era where that's not called rap, where you should be embarrassed if your ass can't rap. We too transparent where you can't get dapped. Living by the legs that I speak can't cap. Traveled everywhere in the world, sit back, really off the grid where you really can't get hacked.